What's up, all my fellow guitar players out there? Today I got myself a bass video. That's right, lately I've been getting into Fender basses, particularly the Jazz and the P bass. And today I got myself a Fender Jazz Bass in white with a maple fingerboard. You guys see that? Maple fingerboard. Maple, yes, maple. Maple fingerboard. I know. Looks like pauafera, doesn't it? Well, that's right. In the write-up, it was labeled as a maple fingerboard, and it was pauafera. My heart sank when I took that out. And add insult to injury, I could tell this was about 2 years old because the white, although it's kind of hard for it to show in the video with the lighting and everything, the white with a little bit of off-white. That was really sad, Kurt-eye, I'll tell you that. Because it's nothing like the vivid, brand new white that's on a guitar. Essentially, it's a 2022 model. I looked at the back, and sure enough, it was 2022. And it, to my knowledge, was a factory direct. Of course, when I did an inspection, I saw this on the bottom, which if you can see that in the video there, you got the Dario color system, with gauge strings, and of course these are obviously equipped with Fender strings, which don't have the color coding. So obviously it taken out and put a new set of strings on it. There was also little things that they use to cover these to keep them from getting tarnished by fingers and everything were missing and stuff like that. But, and also right here, there's usually a sticker that says, Fender Player Series type of deal. So some of those things were missing, even though for the most part, it looked like it just, as is type of deal. So I'm not really sure if it was a shelf model. Sheeniness to the light definitely did show like a lot of the kind of scratchiness you get from it being a shelf model. And it was also damn fingerprints all over it. It was clean. So, other than missing that sticker, having obvious new strings put on, and all that, for the most part, it seemed like someone that definitely wasn't exposed to like store lighting, which can take away the white and turn it off white as well. So I don't know what it is, because I have a Les Paul's in white that it was not an official Gibson but an Epiphone, and I've had that for 4 years, and like the white is just barely looking off white, just barely. In fact, I didn't even notice it until I started having this issue. So that being said, but the Ron fingerboard, man, and then again being an off-white, again, I don't know how visible that's going to be in the video, but it is an off-white and, your traditional lighting and everything without having the enhanced lighting for, video photography. So that being said, this is probably going to be returned, but I said, you know what, might as well do a review on it. Now, as for a jazz bass, and a bass, it plays beautifully. It sounds great. And it's, a wonderful instrument. One thing I have noticed is that I don't think that there's such a thing as a balanced when it comes to Fender basses. They're so heavy in the neck and the headstock. And then, of course, those tuners. I mean, my Lord, that's got to add a pound right there. So, without any more blabbing around here, let's get some tones, man. Let's get some tones. In particular, I like the bridge and the neck together, or just the bridge. But I'll do just the neck here. This is the bridge. built and designed with jazz pickups. So let's do a little bit of slap. I honestly didn't know after like over 10 years of playing bass that popping thing was actually a style. I thought that was like a whoops. And then I realized from watching guys that knew how to do that, that it actually sounds good. Like that is a style, a funk style. Like it used to be like, oops. And I'll try to pluck it. Oops. But then all of a sudden I started like, I learned about that and I was like, oh wow, that's actually cool. And that only really sounds good on like a Fender bass, and particularly those jazz single coils are just absolutely fantastic for popping. If anybody who likes to play metal with a Fender bass, to which there's a lot of guys that do the P bass and metal, we're going to do a little bit of picking. Bridge. Show once, I had a pick thrown at me by Peter Frampton, and before I could pick it up from my foot, 3 Raptors, they do really work together. They came right together to pack and attacked my foot all at once. And then the guy that got it just gave it to some random girl. I was like, that was my pick. I wouldn't give it away. So yeah, that's my Peter Frampton front row and Raptor story, or being attacked for that pick. So, in conclusion, I mean, the jazz bass is beautiful. The pauafera makes me want to cry. And being a little bit of an off-white, again, probably doesn't show in the video, but it definitely is in person, a bit of an off-white, so it's already starting to fade. In only 2 years' time, yeah, this fell into disappointment, but the physical bass itself plays like a dream. I mean, there was no sharp fret edges either, The action was set up good. Now that I actually tune this properly, I had this down a little bit. Yeah, okay, it just needs a little. I got to measure it. It might be just a little bit of adjustment on the neck, but honestly, I think it's pretty good where it is. It definitely plays smooth. Right now, I think Fender is planning on doing a revisement, like, new colors, maybe a few different changes to the Player series. It has been about 6 years now, 7 years that they've had these particular colors and everything. So I think that's why they often did this 15% drop. They literally took all the COVID pricing off. And these went from like 800 down to like 645 or something like that. And that's why I want to get myself my hands on one and everything, because that is a great price for one of these. And the quality of what you're getting for, even 850 is good, but you know, it was a bit much. They got them way too high. Or actually, I think these ones were 800 or something like that. It was way too high. But you know, with this sale right now and everything, it's been going for a while, and Fender's even offering 10% off the top of that. So now, you know, I mean, I got a Stratocaster for $611. You know, this I could have got for $611. In fact, the people that had this is obviously they've had it for a couple years, so they actually gave it to me for $578, which is why I hate the idea of returning. I thought about maybe possibly just getting a different neck and, you know, add that expensive. But, you know, again, it just kind of stinks to, you know, get the wrong fingerboard that was advertised and everything. You know, and then not only that, they didn't even offer to make up for it. Like, they didn't go, oops, sorry, our bad, whatever, nothing. They gave me a generic message of, we'd love to help you with your return. Go to such and such and start the return, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? This seems automated. Does not seem like an actual person, you know, because, I mean, the first thing you do is apologize when you send somebody the wrong thing. So, you know, and another thing I would do is, I really don't like the white on white. I mean, this is like an off-white, a really off-white from the very beginning. I would prefer brown turquoise. That is my absolutely favorite. I would put a Player Plus neck on it because they actually tint them. And those are really, have a really nice look with it being tinted because it's just too pale the way they traditionally do these necks and everything. You do have a flatter radius on a Player Plus series, but you know, for me, it doesn't even bother me going from 12.9.5. It doesn't even bother me at all. In fact, I don't barely even notice it. In fact, I tried this on another bass, and you know, I actually left the, you know, the 9.5 inch radius setup, even though I had a 12-inch radius on the, you know, because it's a different vibe when you're playing bass, so it didn't affect me. If it was a guitar, probably I would have a hard time with that 9.5 inch saddle setup, and then, but you know, a 12-inch radius. So yeah, definitely give one of these a try. They're all out of stock at Sweetwater. They're, in fact, not even on their menu for selection anymore. And they also, but there are still like, you know, private sellers that are selling them still and everything. You can still get a great steal on one before they do the change. This is definitely a workhorse. This is what you would bring on the road, you know, where you wouldn't have to worry too much if something, God forbid, happens. And, you know, still not be breaking the bank, but have a really reliable piece. So to the next video, give yourself a try one of these jazz basses, or just try the P bass. I do like having two pickups. That's huge for me. You know, depending on what I'm looking for. You know, so honestly, give one of these a try, man. You definitely won't regret it. Just hopefully you don't get the wrong fingerboard like I did. Till the next video, keep rocking your axes, and I'll see you next time.